Good afternoon. And welcome to the Dougherty County School System regular board meeting, board briefing. Mr. Superintendent, do we have any presentation or public comments?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll review the agenda.
Today is Monday.
ChatGPT trying to tell us what's going on. Okay. We will review the agenda items to give board members an opportunity to ask any questions, make comments. We will need an executive session to discuss personnel, property, and community collaboration. Board, it's got community. Okay, I thought that was like what? Make that personnel and property. Board members, do you have any questions or comments about the agenda? The agenda item for board meeting December the 8th. Okay. Item 2, any questions? Employment of personnel? And I think we are going to talk about the addendum. Doing personnel, okay. Item 3, consideration of release of personnel. Hearing none. Item 4, recommendation of approval regular monthly meeting. 5, consideration recommendations for approval of purchase for A and B. Any questions? Item 6, consideration recommendation to approve from the Building and Ground Committee. Mr. Superintendent, I remember A.
No, B and C.
Yeah, I remember A and D came before us. Not sure about B and C.
B and C can't come, so I'm not sure.
B and C did come before the committee. However, upon our discussion in our meeting preparation, you asked me to table those two. But the two things with that on B and C.
To get clarity.
To get clarity, because the FF&E design services is an additional fee for the public safety complex and for Dougherty High School Phase 3, the health and PE complex. In the Westover project, those design services for FF&E are included in the program manager's contract for no additional fee. So we're going to get clarity regarding the program management services for the Dougherty High School Phase 3 and the public safety complex. So we'll ask that the board table those, remove those from the agenda until we get clarification on the scope of the contracts for both program managers.
So for board member, for clarity, we will only be voting on A and D when we come into the regular session.
A and B 6.
A and D 6, A and D, and 6A and 6D.
Okay, just those two things.
Yes, take B and C off, it will be tabled.
Thank you.
Item 7, any questions about the surplus department bus? And item A, approval fundraising request. Hearing none, Mr. Superintendent, would you like to do your superintendent report?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. All right. Oh, let's see here. Let me do this. Yeah. Sorry about that. Feels on look. Went on the right page. Sorry about that. All right. All righty. Now, Superintendent's report for January 12th, 2026. The vision of the Dougherty County School System is that we are a destination school system that, in collaboration with families and community partners, provides quality educational and social development experiences that empower its graduates to be successful and impactful contributors to society. The mission of the Dougherty County School System is to meet the academic and non-academic needs of its students with rigorous and relevant educational experiences that equip them to succeed in life. Our topics of discussion will be a strategic plan update, legislative priorities, update on the SPLOST bonds, as well as an update on delayed property tax revenue, policy revision update, and then celebrations and announcements and executive session for personnel, property, and student matters as well. strategic plan, priorities, one, early literacy, academic rigor and relevance is number 2, student wellness is number 3, investment in human capital is priority number 4, and priority number 5 is family and community engagement. And there you'll see some of the initiatives we have under the draft initiatives we have under each priority, and you'll get more details on that. I think the work is almost complete with the captains for each of those priority areas, so we'll bring those initiatives and action plans, action steps to the board at our one of our February meetings. Today was the first day of the Georgia General Assembly. It kicked off. It's 2026 session today. Governor Kemp's State of the State address will be held on Thursday, the 15th. Crossover day will be March 6th, and Sine Die will be April 2nd. And so the significance of those, the January 15th will give us an update, introduction of the governor's legislative priorities for this session, as well as the unveiling of the 2027 budget. Crossover day, the significance of that day is that's the last day that you can introduce legislation in one house. It has to go over to the other house chamber, rather, to be considered. And then signing die is the end of the session. Our legislative priorities, just as a reminder, is the expansion of our pre-K classes or expansion of early learning opportunities, adding a weight for economically disadvantaged students in our QBE funding formula. As you know, the funding formula QBE has not been was introduced in 1985, over 40 years ago. Hadn't had any significant revisions since then. And Georgia is one of 6 states in the country that doesn't consider a weight for poverty in its funding formula. And so this was a legislative priority last year. Again, we want to thank those members of the Georgia General Assembly who championed this, including our very own Senator Freddie Powell Sims and our Representative Gerald Green, who each co-sponsored separate bills in their respective chambers. Although that bill neither bill got out of committee, the advocacy did result in a pilot that the state funded for students in poverty. It provided for 5% over the base funding for any school system that had at least 40% of students in poverty. And we appreciate that very much. The national average is 22% above base funding. So we still have some work to do, but we're going to continue to advocate for that. It's our state benefit plan. Of course, you know we've talked about that several times during the last few years about the increase in state health benefit premiums, particularly on the employer side. Through 2012, the state participated and funded 25% of their employer costs for state health benefits premiums. In 2012, the state stopped doing that, so we're asking that they continue. They pick that back up at the tune of 25% of employer costs. And then, of course, the teacher pipeline, looking at the biggest piece of the teacher pipeline that we're looking for is the extension of what is currently House Bill 385, the Return to Work bill, that provides retirees in high demand career areas, in high demand content areas, the ability to come back to work full time after having sat out a year as a retiree. This is vitally important to support our teacher pipeline as the need for teachers is increasing as fewer people enter the profession. So that, along with several other teacher pipeline initiatives, are being championed. However, the extension of the current House Bill 385, Return to Work law, is the primary piece, because that sunsets at the end of this school year. If it's not renewed, we will not be able to hire retirees full time. There is a lot of momentum behind this. There are 2 versions of an extension, one introduced in the House, one introduced in the Senate, and we're hopeful that one of those will make it through the legislative process and become law. Next, our SPLOST bonds. We talked about those. We've already completed the first 3 steps including the agency rating call on January 5th. We had a meeting with Moody's, and they asked us questions about our finances and our operations. That meeting went well. This week we should receive our rating from Moody's, and then next week we'll distribute the documents for the bonds, and then the week of the 28th we receive our bond pricing just in time for our board meeting, and we hope that the board will be able to adopt the bond purchase agreement on Thursday, January 29th, and then in time for the county to adopt the tax levy resolution at its regularly scheduled meeting on February 2nd, with the preliminary closing, with the closing schedule for February 9th and 10th. Update on the property tax revenue. As you know, we've discussed that the Dougherty County Tax Department will request an extension from the state on issuing tax bills because of issues with valuation and assessment appeals. We usually get our tax revenue from the county around mid-December. Right now, we're projected to get that revenue around mid-March. We're still monitoring our cash flow closely, and our options include, as we discussed before, liquidating some of our investments to meet our cash flow needs or to get a tax anticipation note. In December, we chose to liquidate some investments because all TANs will have to be paid off by December 31st of that year, depending, no matter when you take it out. So that TAN really was not a viable option for us in December. If we continue to monitor our cash flow, and we need additional cash flow, considering the 4-month delay in our receiving our money from the county, we'll look at those two options again. Policy updates. As you know, we've completed sections. The board has adopted the revisions for sections A through F. The sections currently under review are sections G and H. They deal with personnel and negotiations, which is also part of personnel. Section G, Section I, and Section J are lengthy sections that are going to call for a lot of discussion, and so we're going to bring those to the board separately. Of course, G and H go together. I think there's one policy in H currently, but the work has already begun. Our captains have already begun working on revisions. They've already met with the GSBA policy officials to look at suggested revisions. So we'll bring those. We anticipate bringing sections G and H to the board in February, and then section I and J in the subsequent months. And then sections K, L, and M are relatively light. And so we anticipate having all of this done prior to the end of our June 30th fiscal year. Did I miss anything or mess anything up? Okay, all right. All right, celebrations and announcements. I want to thank the Heart Organization. You may be familiar with them for several years now. They've implemented a Shoes from the Heart initiative in which they distribute shoes to Dougherty County school system students at various schools in our system. And this year they went to Robert Harvey Elementary School, Northside, and here we are at picture shows them at Radium Elementary. And so we want to thank that organization as well as the community partners who contribute donations so that our students can get shoes that they can wear to school. So we certainly want to thank them for that. I want to congratulate Dr. Michelle Bagoza on being selected to serve on the Empower Hub for the Georgia STEAM program. And in that role, she'll work with the Hub leader, Jeremy Peacock, along with representatives from the Georgia National STEM Teaching Corps, GSTA, GSSA, GYSTA, and Godot, and various institutes of higher education to champion STEM education throughout our state. And then I want to congratulate Dr. Jasmine Wilcox of Westover Comprehensive High School for being named the Health Occupation Student Association's Advisor of the Month from the Georgia Department of Education. That was for December 2025. We also want to recognize and congratulate our extraordinary student athlete, Taylor McKenzie of Monroe High School. She's a junior. And in December, she reached the 1,000 point plateau as the number of points she scored as a student athlete on the Monroe High School girls basketball team. People look at it 1,000 points over a career as a major milestone. She scored 1,000 points at the beginning of her junior year, so she still has another year in the season to go. So I'm pretty sure she may be hitting on another 1,000 before that's over with. We also had a 1,000 point score by Sydney Donaldson from Westover High School. She is, I think she's a junior or senior. I think she's a junior as well. And so she scored her 1,000 points at the game Friday night when they took on Monroe. So she's well ahead of that. I'm sure she'll enjoy many more points scored as a Lady Patriot. And then there's KJ Acre, who is one of the top-ranked juniors in the country. And she scored her juniors, high school juniors in the country. And she scored her 2,000th point. And I think right now she's at 2,074 points after her last game. And she is currently, with that, she broke the record that was held by Jennifer Robertson from Dougherty High as the highest scoring female basketball player in DCSS history. So, and she again is a junior, so she still has a season and a half to go. Junior, she's a junior, and the highest scoring female basketball student athlete in DCSS history, with another season and a half to go. So I'm pretty sure that record will be more than shattered by the time she's complete. And then also a special recognition to Coach Dallas Smith, coach at Westover High School, who achieved his 500th career win over 25 years, 502 wins, 150 losses. You can see his accomplishments with the region championships, Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final Four and state championship appearances. And he surpassed his mentor, the legendary Willie Boston, in terms of wins, who retired with 432 wins. And Ms. Hitley and I had the pleasure of going to the Georgia Association of Basketball Coaches Association, Georgia Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame induction ceremony a couple of years ago, where Coach Boston was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I'm pretty sure Dallas Smith probably won't be too far behind when he becomes eligible for consideration. So again, congratulations to Coach Smith on that amazing, remarkable achievement. 24 seasons, and more wins to go. And this year we're gonna you see everything on there but a state championship. You have 11 region championships, 26 16 appearances, 10 Elite 8 appearances, 8 Final Four appearances, 2 state championship appearances, and at the end of this season, we're going to claim we're going to have 1 state championship as we complete his. That's right. And finally, our pre-K registration is now open for the 26-27 school year. We have availability for students to register online, and if they have any questions, they can call either the Morningside site or the Magnolia site, and these flyers will be distributed widely throughout our community to inform parents of the registration for pre-K being available now. That's all I have, Madam Chair, and I do anticipate action after the executive session, so it's up to the board whether you want to go into executive session now or after our regular scheduled meeting. I do anticipate action after the executive session.
What is the Vision of the board.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So like we go in executive session at this time. Can I get a motion? For personnel, property, and student matters.
Madam Chair, I vote that we go to executive session. Second motion.
Properly, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are non-executive session. Officer Frazier? Presentations.
No, ma'am.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt the agenda, adding addendum 2A and tabling, change 6, B, and C? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Chair, I move.
I
And Tennessee
second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Board members, do we have any changes to the meeting of the minutes of the regular board meeting on December the 8th, 2025? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Madam Chair, I so move that the minutes be accepted.
Who was that second? Ms.
Ms.
Haynes?
Hudley.
Ms. Hudley, okay. It's been properly moved in second to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, board members, I would like to entertain a motion for the approved consent agenda. Do I need to say it again? 2 through 5, adding with addendum 2A, 6 with tabling 6, 8, and D, and 7 and 8.
So, Madam Chair, I so move that we accept as you stated.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, board members, do we have any announcements? I know I had 3 comments from the superintendent and a board member. If not, just a reminder, we have 2 cleanups on ML King Day. I do have flyers for the first one from 9 to 12. And then there's one with Commissioner Howard, John Howard, Willie Weaver, Clint Johnson, Big Edwards, and Velvet Pool. We will be doing the Dougherty High area from 12 to 2, if anyone would like to do. We will start on ML King Day. There's one from 9 to 12 at the International Ballpark. I think everybody got that copy. And we'll make sure we send out the one from 12 to 1 at the Dougherty High all the way around through the middle school. GSBA has their legislation day for board members, either February 4th or February 11th. If anyone would like to go, you'll let Ms. Rhonda know so we can make to go to the Capitol to talk to our legislators. And our own Ms. Geraldine West Hudley will be speaking February 13th for the City of Albany Valentine Bingo. Tickets go on sale on Thursday. If anyone would like to go and support our vice chair, let me know.
A couple other items that you may have already been made aware. The ML King celebration, Albany Ministers Conference will be held. I think Ms. Rhonda sent an email out regarding that, as well as the ML King dinner sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. And then the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast should be held in February. I think Ms. Rhonda sent out emails to all of you regarding those. So if you would like to attend, please make sure you let Ms. Rhonda Sanders know. All right. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Do we have any other business to address, Ms. Dr. Fennessy?
Madam Chair, former State Representative Winfred Dukes asked me to announce that they're having a swearing-in celebration at 8 o'clock at 704 Raven Springs Drive. And he asked, board members and superintendent to come in for the 3 that's being sworn in.
3 city commissioners.
City Commissioner, Jenkins, Weaver, and Gaines.
Weaver,
Jenkins and
Jenkins,
Gaines.
and Gaines.
I'm aware of the individuals, but I didn't understand.
There's a reception in their honor being held at 704 Raven Springs Road.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Up from the campus of Albany State.
the former Savoy Lounge.
Okay. Okay, if there's any other business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned? Thank you.